You frauds never stop coming up with new scams. No cheat, no eat. Heard that before?
Not everyone's like you, girl.
Go home with your fake fire.
It's the next day for me, and we're moving on to part 4, Cross. A beautiful strike, these flames always hit their mark.
Is this the past fashion of dealing with emergencies?
Oh, I loved when I saw that because I was so confused about the kangaroos, and then I realized, oh, so that's why they call it kangaroo foam, because it forms little kangaroos when thrown on you. But there's more to it, it's not just the shape, watch.
I swear, if anyone walks past us now, schoolers or deros, I will be instantly killed by their silent judgment. As a matter of fact, when the patient or the subject becomes unstable during contact, it is necessary to isolate them from the triggering cause immediately. But we just burnt down the isolation room. No wonder head nurse Judith was so angry.
I passed this quite fast and I was like, did something move on Vertin's face? What did I miss? And there's a little kangaroo fighting her nose.
Miss Vertin, are you alright? That kangaroo is punching your nose. I'm fine.
Oh, dang.
So is the kangaroo.
Especially the kangaroo.
I'm sure Medicine Pocket will bring us the concentration potion soon. They'd better. We look like a bunch of kangaroos, feel like kangaroos, and even, smell like kangaroos.
I really want them to describe us how they actually make this foam.
We will make tomorrow's headline of the Australian Naga and become the 3 kangaroos hanging out on a public lawn at midnight. That'd be the end of our social lives as humans and the beginning of a life as kangaroos. Make the headline? Ah, I see. Please, don't worry. Although it's true that Medicine Pocket is a frequent celebrity on the news, the concentration potion is not their work. Besides, we didn't use anything new in its development. I'm not worried about that guy. I was talking about myself. There are paparazzi following me around these days. I didn't know you were famous. I'm not. It's just that someone wants my name spread in a bad way. Ugh, trust me, you should never piss off the paparazzi. You should turn to the police for help. Yeah, just shut up and keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. I will toss his shoes on the power lines if I find him here. Miss Desert Flannel, watch your back! What are those paparazzi? It burns!
She never gets a break, dude. The young girl leaps to her feet, letting out a scream as the bench beneath her turned scorching hot.
Is this fire? Miss Desert Flannel, the lake is over there. Get in there!
Run!
Lake, I can't swim!
It's okay, we'll save you. There are people shouting, feet running, sparks flying.
Ah! This stupid kangaroo kicked me in the eye! Oh! Move! I can't see where the lake is.
Oh.
Wait, calm down.
The kangaroo's gone from Verti's nose.
You're
at
not
least.
in danger. She is. Are you joking? I was getting burned. Huh? There's nothing on my skin.
The unwanted visitor stands in front of them, panting as if she's burning from her body temperature. Her golden reflection sways in water like real flames. Not gonna lie, this version of Spathodea is much cooler. But I suppose this doesn't happen when you get her, because now she's supposed to be unable to control it, whereas when you have her, you do control it.
Right.
The burning flame bounces from Desert Flannel to Ezra.
It didn't cause any damage on me. Just burning the foam on my skin. Is that some new method developed to get rid of the potion? But what is Miss Spathodea doing here? The head nurse shouldn't have let an unstable patient walk around freely. Did she sneak out? Gosh, mate, she's on fire! Does she even remotely look stable to you?
Rise like a dew, stepping on the red soil where vines and woods grow.
A glare and heat rush through her like waves. Spathodea, engulfed in flame, approaches Desert Flannel with fiery eyes, mouth, heart, and body, and takes her into her arms.
Dead? She's as well heated as a boiling pot. We can't let her go on like this. Her brain is going to be roasted in that little head.
I love how she tries to push Spathodea away, but she actually cares. Desert Flannel strives to get out of her control, patting Spathodea on the cheeks with her cold hands.
Let go, Spathodea! Your temperature is dangerously high. Chill out!
I'm not a lizard, and concrete number 2 with cream is the best dish in pipe material.
Spathodea is suffering confusion. It's probably the flames doing.
Again, how calm she
We
is.
need to separate them first.
Okay. Miss Verton, please step back.
A mist with the color of turquoise blows toward the girls.
Oi! What are you spraying? I'm still here! Hey!
Soon, both Desert Flannel's complaints and Spathodea's sleep talk quiet down.
This is just some spores, Miss Desert Flannel. Worry not.
I'm only getting you high.
They are the tranquilizer that the locals use to pacify animals and was once widely used among arcanists in early times for hunting. As long as we calm her down, we can bring her back to... Ah!
However, that fireball girl hits everyone in front of her like knocking down all the pins in a row. A perfect bowling strike.
James. We need the real games. This is where sportsmanship originates. Young people. Young people need cats and strawberry jam. Cat jam it is.
I'll be very disappointed if Ulu isn't crazy. Like, okay, she won't be jumping from one topic to the other for sure, but like excitement or something, like a real fire, always on the go and stuff.
Did I use the wrong mushroom? Miss Spathodea has become even more restless. What about Miss Desert Flannel? Is she...
Ezra manages to get up, looking at the turquoise green mist without dusting himself off.
No, you didn't. She's behaving exactly the way you described.
Miss Desert Flannel?
Yup, she's high. Their fierce friend, with a smile on her face, is rolling on the ground like a cat, getting high on cat mints. She keeps reaching her hands to the sky as if she's trying to catch something.
Is this the house for me? Oh. Does this mean I don't have to pay rent anymore?
Looks like this is how she has her mental break.
I will bring her back to normal immediately. It won't take more than 5 minutes. But I think Miss Spathodea is going to attack again.
What we need is the reopening of the gate to the scorching land. And the retrieval of the rock.
And her fire is getting stronger. Get down!
The moment they duck, the scorching hot fire flies over the top of their heads.
We are running out of time. Let's deal with the burning issue first.
Taking a deep breath, Ezra grabs the straps even tighter.
I will try my best.
Where am I? What are you doing here, guys? I thought you were driven away.
Great! She's back to normal.
I remember it now.
Spathodea can't maintain her balance and falls to the ground.
Spathodea!
The games.
She raises one arm with all her strength and grasps the cuff of the girl standing in front of her.
We must revive the Uluru Games. Because the rocks rumble on the knees.
I've heard what's going on. We will check if her organs are injured by the high temperature after returning to Laplace. You can visit her tomorrow after 11 a.m.
Can we visit her? I thought you will send her to the wards on the 13th floor.
Go with the flow when you can't fight it. We've now understood what will happen if we separate you and keep her alone someplace else. What's more, Laplace can't lose another clinic.
I hadn't noticed that the first time, so they're essentially saying that they have to be around her, otherwise she will go to them no matter what. Or at least Ulu would push her to do it.
I see. This is great, thank you.
The white ambulance drives away from the street.
So, are you sure those mushrooms won't cause any damage to my brain and body? Like lower IQ levels, lung diseases, or skin allergy?
If you think it's necessary, I will accompany you to Laplace for some follow-up checkups. Of course, you don't have to pay for the tests. The fee will be deducted from my salary. Please, don't worry about the money.
Okay, enough. I trust you. I don't need a kid to pay the doctor for me. Besides, it's embarrassing enough to be put down by mushrooms. Not to mention that I'll be giving that guy the story he craved if I was hospitalized.
That guy? Oh, you mean the journalist following you?
Huh? Was that a flash? Speak of the devil.
Silently cursing, Desert Flannel scans the bush in the dark with a serious look on her face.
Come out yourself! Don't make me force you!
The bush rustles. Seconds later, a man stands up, his black shirt indistinguishable from the darkness, making his face appear as if it were floating in the air.
Makua! Don't you dare involve others. This is between you and me.
I've told you long ago that one day I will make you feel the same misery that I did. I've been following you all the time, and this is the moment of vengeance. Now, I have more than enough photos.
I wonder what she did to him.
As for these other people, you didn't strike me as such a kind-hearted person.
I didn't know you were so shameless.
Let's see what tomorrow's newspaper has to say about this, Miss Photographer.
A hideous smile forms on the floating face. Makaware then disappears in the shadow.
No! We can't let him get away! He has a photo of us!
Is he your enemy? Maybe arch enemy? What happened between you two?
If you don't want to be one of the burning kangaroos on the headline tomorrow, shut up and start running!
We have to stop him.
Okay, last part before we get to stuff I haven't seen. I forgot to read the description. But it is the boy balls. Boy balls? Collar raised and head lowered, standing silently by the side door of the newsstand.
G'day. You, got the latest Australian naga here?
Undercover flannel.
Nice choice. Everyone is talking about it.
The strange customer snatches the paper from the newsstand owner and lapses into reading.
A strange party held in the city park last night. The witness claimed to see the burning kangaroos, mushroom-intoxicated rolling croc, and the teenage arsonists dancing together. A secret event on the public lawn? The revival of the Uluru Games?
How do you describe her as a rolling croc? Fingers clutching at the newspaper tremble. The newspaper wrinkles, breaks.
It saddens us to admit that the recession and inflation have walloped some young adults. They were crawling in the park at night, groaning and moaning like beasts, dragging themselves along and losing consciousness?
The voice, the figure, the temper, and the reaction all seem familiar.
Wait, your voice. You...
Do you have to talk to me right now?
Behind the rustling newspaper is a familiar face with frowning eyebrows and bloodshot eyes.
I'm busy hating my life. I don't have time for your little chit-chat.
No way. Desert Flannel, it's really you. Everybody is talking about you right now, and they can really imagine. Some say you're mad. Some say you're the heroes fighting against aliens. Well, the most known story is that event. Is it real that you're going to restart the games?
I have nothing to do with it. It was all that Junior's fault. I was just unlucky.
Fold and open and fold and open. Desert Flannel leaves through the newspaper, pacing back and forth like an animal trapped in the cage of a zoo.
It was pure bad luck that I ran into those weirdos, got taken to the hospital, and let Makawa get what he wants. I shouldn't have let him get away. If I see him again, I swear, I will pull out his tongue and tie it around his neck. Oh, look at this gibberish. He said, we are the dogs who eat bunyips from the sewerage, a burning kangaroo, and I am a nutter because I can't find a way to afford rent.
Wow.
This is great. I might as well be a kangaroo.
At least it's true that you're banging your head against the wall for rent.
Not even the newsstand owner. I feel her on this one. I mean, I'm not in this state, but I would totally be in her state if I wasn't here right now.
Yeah. Be mindful that you're talking to another.
Glared at by those sharp eyes, the newsstand owner withdraws behind the counter and puts his hands on his knees like a good boy. As he should.
Whatever. I will soon lose my part-time jobs and be kicked out of the house where my granny lived for decades.
The crumpled newspaper is thrown into the newsstand and Desert Flannel puts her hands back in her pockets.
I'm heading back. Let me know if you know of any job vacancies. I can do a lot of things. As long as the money is good. No, as long as I'm paid.
Wait, Desert Flannel, come and take a look at this.
A delicate wooden box is placed on the crumpled newspaper, a lot of tickets inside.
So many people came here this morning asking about the Uluru Games. And 1 hour before, the Scissors Jerry brought me this.
This is a pre-sale ticket to the Uluru Games?
I've sold over 50 tickets at a unit price of this much.
Looking around to make sure that there is nobody nearby, the owner makes a gesture. Desert Flannel's jaw drops. She lowers the gaze to the newspaper. In a lively font, the headline reads, Uluru Games.
It has been suspended for too long. So long that everyone thinks society has forgotten it. But we remember. Our ancestors told us about those amazing and funny sports. That big, wide, and fancy stadium.
They all remember it. Even looking forward to it. And even bid up for a fake ticket. Mate, did you get more of these from the other gangs?
2 boxes left.
Holding the cigarette between the knuckles of his index and middle fingers, the owner squats down behind the counter. His hands lift up, holding 2 even bigger and heavier boxes. His voice comes from below.
These are from the Slicky and Eucalyptus Brotherhood.
Eucalyptus and what? Didn't catch that name. Ooh, do you have the mints that I bought from you before? The least purchased ones? You always put them at the bottom of your box?
After the sounds of struggled searching, the owner at last pops his head back up, now covered with dust, and throws a faded iron box on the counter.
All right. Now give my ticket back and I'll put it away. I don't want any of the gangs to find out I'm dealing with the other... Desert Flannel?
In front of him is an empty counter. A coin purse has been placed on the abandoned newspaper, holding no coins but instead grey feathers.
That's what I keep telling everyone.
Letting out a fatherly sigh, the newsstand owner lights up another cigarette.
Muddying the water is what this bad girl does.
That's right. Desert Flannel has taken the fake tickets with her, The ones from Clippy Slicky and the Eucalyptus Brotherhood. She's gone. No, not to the black market. Sir, I heard that the bunyips are getting restless again. Is that true?
On the other end of the phone comes the noise of pinching a cigarette, followed by laughter. Hiding in the shadows, in the silence, the young girl darts past him.
Ha! I'm gonna make a fortune out of it! I will be able to buy that house, get myself a new oven, some new clothes, and that giant wool nest for Fluffy!
In a crash, some wet black monsters flip over the well lid and crawl onto the road.
Ah, those bunyips are out again. Haven't seen them out in the sun for a while now. I must hurry. Wait, are they coming my way?
I've got my eyes on them. They are more interested in her than in me.
Oh, this makes sense. Since the Uluru Games have made the biggest news of the week, the people are going on and on about it all day. And where else will the rumour-loving bunyips go at this point? The last time I saw something like this was when that scandal of Mr. Pompadour broke.
It will be a big story. Almost as certainly as a cut will bleed. I will pause my other projects and focus on this one. This is very kind of you. I really appreciate...
I'm sorry I cut him off.
Nobody, not any arcane creatures, can stop me from getting rich. Let alone that you haven't eaten enough rumours to grow into a 3-floor high and multi-legged gigantic monster. Boop, 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 boop. Clappy, give me a hand!
She swiftly takes a few steps back and presses the on the digital pet device. A giant emu jumps out from the pixels, fluffing its feathers. And that, my friends, is Desert Flannel's power. Yeah, I know. I too was stunned when I saw it. I was like, ew, what is this? Oh well.
Ha! Like that smell of rumours from the ticket box? Come get it yourself!
Told you I'm super healthy. You should let me go now. But you need our care, Miss Spathodea. It's also our responsibility to make sure that you're safe and stable. When Arcanists were first introduced to their power, they would experience a 4 to 12 week adjustment period, during which they may suffer emotional breakdowns, strong hallucinations, or frequent comas.
Hey! Stop! Stop it! I have something very important to do right now. I mean it! I'm not gonna waste my time here! I'm fine. There will be no more confusion, mental breakdown, hallucination, or coma.
Something very important. What is it?
The young girl stares at Ezra for a doubtful long time and finally talks.
My flame talked to me last night.
The flame keeps hopping at a steady pace. Spathodea pets it like petting a curled kitty.
Now, it's asleep. I think it's exhausted after our rampage last night.
Is the conversation about your changes?
Of course! The moment I touched it, it crawled along my arm to my mouth and went back to the stomach. And all there was left in front of me was a black wall.
Sorry, I'm not quite with you. Perhaps you could start from what happened then.
Sure. I don't remember it well, though. They were blurry memories. Imagine you're looking at a plate of bacon and eggs through 30 layers of frosted glass. I had to get close to the glass to barely feel them. I remembered you were there, but there was also a clear window. I saw complete darkness in the window for most of the time, but there were pictures flashing by sometimes.
I believe that your memory is a reincarnator. Just like what's written in the books.
Hey, let me finish!
Sorry. I was too excited because this is the first time I see valid proof of reincarnation. Please continue.
Ahem. I think that's my memory as a reincarnator. I saw my own body in that window, just like the one I'm looking at here. I saw a lot of flames, wobbling lights and people.
The lively young girl takes a deep breath and presses a palm against the chest.
My heart has never beaten that fast. Yet, the fire in my body seemed completely natural, as if it was destined to burn inside me. It whispered just one phrase to me, again and again.
Like what you mentioned last night?
Yes, the Uluru Games. I must revive the Uluru Games.
What are you going to do? Let's not get to the paperwork of applications, security arrangement, and permission from the local government just yet. The location of entrance to the Uluru Games was never fixed. Only few Arcanists could find it, and the games are for Arcanists only. There has never been a human athlete in there, and they have been cancelled for all these years because they were completely lost in the War of 1942. Nobody has found them since.
But I can find it, because I have found my ancient self. I'm the only person in this time who has been to that land, and my flame is my compass.
Spathodea throws back the covers and sits up on the bed.
Though I have not yet figured out why my memories are all about the conflicts with the flame, I felt so whole again when we burned together. I'm sure it will help me and unite with me, because it trusts me so much that it traveled all the way here through the endless darkness and rainy seasons to come out of my mouth.
This part I don't really understand. I thought that Ulu was inside her the whole time and perhaps waited for her to reach a certain age to show up, because they said that Arcanists have their first symptoms of their powers around her age, I suppose. So I don't understand why she thinks that Ulu actually traveled from somewhere to get to her, got inside her, and then decided to come out of her mouth. It's probably her understanding, but I'm trying to see what the truth is here, not what she thinks is the truth.
It's here for me. And now, it's going to take me somewhere else. I'll follow wherever it goes.
She seizes the cuff of the visitor, looking at her with the puppy dog eyes.
So, Verdun, you said you would take care of me. Would you come with me? I need a revival squad, and friends who understand and support each other, just the way the Flame and I do. By then you'll go to the stadium too, and we'll run together. I promise it'll be a wonderful place where you'll never regret going. You will enjoy the Uluru Games.
No, I don't run.
I've seen pictures of the Uluru Games in the school library collection a long time ago. I was not a fan of the routine physical fitness test at school, but I don't think any Arcanist would say no to witnessing the revival of the once magnificent games.
In one of the parts of the previous event, there was a section, I don't remember the name of that book, but we're getting clues from playing the main story that were passed there, and one of them was that Virgin was bad at PE, so that's where I got that from. She mentioned it too here, but they did mention it in the previous patch as well.
Oh, so...
I'm more than willing to join you in bringing back the games. It will be a wonderful new beginning.
A handshake is offered and accepted to symbolize our successful cooperation.
Well, yes, thank you!
I see. You're shouldering extremely important responsibility, Miss Spathodea. I will apply for you to be discharged and explain all this to Judith.
And thank you, Ezra! I won't forget your contribution to the revival of the Uluru Games.
I'm deeply honored to have this chance to help. Then I will get the paperwork done and go back.
What's that for?
I need to prepare as many mushrooms as possible so that I can better assist you on the way.
You? On the way?
She points at herself and then at Ezra.
You're coming too?
Of course. We've been through so many things together. Am I not part of the team?
This is a part that really pissed me off the first time I read it. It still pisses me off.
No, of course not. How can I take you and the revival squad?
I think this is stupid. I'm sorry. Obviously, I don't know how the story will proceed from here. But I think that since he did so much to help, she should let him go along.
The games are meant for Arcanists. You've read the documents, right? Since the very beginning of history, humans have made countless attempts to find the entrance to the stadium, yet none of them made it. It's just not for humans. If you're a fan of sports, you can totally watch those held by humans. There will be a boxing event in Melbourne tomorrow at the National Tennis Centre at Flinders Park.
No, Miss Spathodea. I'm not interested in any games. The only reason why I'm coming along is because you haven't fully recovered and still need medical care.
One more reason to take him with you, because not only does he want to help, he also doesn't want to invade her space. He already knew that as a human he shouldn't be in the games, so obviously once they come in front of a stadium or whatever, he won't get inside. He knows his place. I don't understand why she's being so negative.
Besides, I hope to collect more information about reincarnators from you. I will not disturb your mission searching for the stadium. Please, let me come with you. It's going to be good for both of us.
Collect information? You're monitoring me. Since when did I grant you the permission to do that? I never said yes. I don't want to be studied or published on newspapers like the reincarnator you talked about.
Our research does not need to be published in the newspaper. We can do it in a more subtle and secure manner. I will not design any tasks for you to perform, nor will I force you to take any potions. My job is to observe, record, and ensure your health and safety. Like what we do with the mushrooms.
His approach makes her feel like an object, I get it, but still, I can describe it the way I want, but personally I wouldn't mind. Because yeah, you're looking at me as a starting object, but at the same time you respect that I'm actually an individual like you, a human being, only an arcanist.
But I'm a living arcanist, not a mushroom.
Right there.
I've had enough of everyone watching.
Looking up and down at Ezra, she hesitates and returns to her bed, wrapping herself up with the quilt like a burrito.
I don't want to be the embellishment added to someone's academic achievement, or a subject of the paper that'll help you switch fields.
I didn't explain it right. Miss Spathodea, please listen to me. I have never changed my heart as a researcher, and I care about arcanists as much as I care about mushrooms. It was never my intention to use you as a career boost. You are such a rare opportunity to us, because none of us know when and where the next reincarnator will be found. If we miss this opportunity, the academic circle may have to wait for another decade to further their research. The discovery you and I made may shock many. Our names might go down in history, but most importantly, it's going to help a lot of people. Have you heard of Chengas, invented by Dame Parodi? It was inspired by a long-legged shepherd in France, and it has helped many athletes with disabilities to walk and run again.
My point. What a nice shot. A long, painful moan escapes the little box's mouth.
Miss Spathodea, you look miserable in the blanket.
Keep going, Ezra. You're very close.
Me? Close to what? I don't follow.
She's giving you a nudge. Go for it. Keep going. Don't ask questions.
Close? Well, speaking of close, guess who is close to becoming the most successful business person here?
Desert Flannel. Where have you been?
Hey! What are the white eyes for? I'm not some monster crawling out of the sewage.
She scrapes the mud from under her shoes and trots into the room carrying 3 wooden boxes.
You look a mess. What happened?
I didn't ask you why you were crouching in bed like an ostrich, did I? So maybe you can return the favor and keep your nose out of my business, yes? And what really matters is the good stuff here.
Desert Flannel knocks on the cover of a box and is satisfied with the crisp sound.
You wouldn't know how unbelievably lucky we are, my dear business friends.
Yeah, no, I don't. Ezra alone is already too much information for my brain.
Fine, you restless and humorless people.
Now hold tight and get ready. The rubber band is being stretched further and further above the box.
We will bring back the Uluru Games. Hey, what kind of reaction is this? Why are you quiet as stones? This is a great idea, and you're giving me this?
and the room brimmed with wordless doubt and silence, a hand reaches up from beneath the kilt.
Alright, join my revival squad. Handshake? Handshake.
Then I...
No, not you.
Bitch! Spathodea retracts a hand away from the burrito in a movement so fast it blurs. On the choppy water, several boy balls are connected together. They're floating towards the depths of the pool hand in hand. Okay, and finally, we're going to 6th day of rebirth. Fire leaps upon my skin, a blurry past now clear as day. That is my true identity. I really want Ezra to come along, I'm sorry. And I'm not saying this out of bias because Ezra is not my favorite character in this patch. In fact, the only character I was really interested in finding out more in this patch is Uluru. But yeah, with the way the story is presented to us right now, I just think it's really unfair for him to stay back because he has helped so much. He's very kind and patient. He explains everything to everyone. Like, you wouldn't be able to do all the things you did up to now without him, so you might as well give him the chance to follow. Especially, like I said, since he doesn't want to invade the space you're trying so fucking hard to protect. That alone should say a lot about what you should do. But yeah, Spathodea, the more she turns back to her old self, the more like a spoiled brat she sounds, and it kind of pisses me off. But yeah, I don't want to come to hate her yet. It's a little too hard of an emotion. I understand her frustration, I understand the confusion they're trying to show us in this patch. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's go, next part.
Hey, I see it! Over there! It's beautiful. Even more beautiful than the one I saw in my dream.
A greyhound bus closes its doors and drives away, honking and leaving the girl standing by the road in a puff of dust and smoke.
This is a miracle of nature, like the Great Barrier Reef. Of course it's pleasing to the eye. Many would wrestle with the heat wave and travel all the way here from Alice Springs by bus.
Desert Flannel puts down her sunglasses on her head and flips a hair over her face.
I have to admit, it is worth the effort.
The temperature here will get even higher at noon. Ezra has prepared plenty of cooling tablets and water in the medical kit for us. If anyone still suffers sunstroke, we also have the budgerigar coat as an emergency measure.
So that's why Ezra took you to the room before we left. To tell you all this.
Yeah, because somebody's been a bitch and don't listen to him when he's in their face.
Ezra is worried about you, and so are we.
Oh, someone is feeling bad about what she said earlier.
She better.
If you ask me, that human girl has a good heart. Maybe she can work on her ways of communicating with people, but that altruism in her is almost angel-like.
Her.
And she has the face of a little angel. Wouldn't be such a bad idea to put her in some baby care commercials. I heard those things pay you generously. I might as well ask what she thinks.
Huh?
Go forward. Ah, it's talking again.
What? Who's talking again?
No, I am confused right now. Ezra is not a boy? Have I been fooled and not in fact being spoiled? Oh goodness. So I was right from the beginning that it's a she? Oh goodness. Honestly, from the moment I had seen Ezra in Reverse's Billy, I'd thought she was a girl, and I expected to meet a mushroom girl, okay? And then a few days after this patch came out, I found that post I told you saying that it's a he and not a she, and I felt like I was spoiled, but it's been a girl the whole time. I'm so tired. I'm tired.
The flame! It's talking! Didn't you hear it?
Nah, it sounds the same to me. This is just the sound of fire burning, snoring like my late old man. Well, maybe you can also try turning off this little thingy's TV. Maybe it will jump up and shout, "I'm still watching."
I'm not joking. It's really talking. Listen.
Lifting the flame with both of her hands, Spathodea puts it as close to Desert Flannel's ear as possible. Desert Flannel looks more and more alarmed in the silence.
Wait, its temperature has gone up, and it's transforming. What is this, a rocket?
No more waiting.
She's so done with them. As swift as an arrow, the burning fireball radiating heat waves flies towards the other side of the desert.
Hey, hang on! Where are you going? I thought we were good friends! Are you ditching me already?
No, she's done with you being a child. She has to save the games. The agile Spathodea is the first to catch up with the flame. Behind them, the greyhound basks in the distance is starting again.
Everyone, mind your steps and keep up.
A race in the desert. Ooh, great. I wonder why I'm not as clever and creative as you are.
The noisy crowd has gone. Where they once were, a slim figure pops out of a tree.
Miss Verdon, was she talking to me? She always looks over. Perhaps she knows that I'm following them.
Perhaps, but how on earth did you hide?
But no, I'm hiding well. They shouldn't know.
Mumbling, Ezra sketches a fire pattern into his notebook. He's... Oh... Okay, listen. I'm losing my mind.
Having emotional turmoil, acting impulsively, feeling fanatical about the retrieved memories, and the unstoppable urge to return to the homeland.
Excuse me, guys, but I'm going to lose my mind. He says, okay, someone is feeling bad about what she said earlier. That, if you ask me, that human girl has a good heart. Oh, okay. So Desert Flannel thinks Ezra is a girl, but we know he's a boy because of the descriptions. Okay. I haven't been fooled then. It's just a Desert Flannel, just like me. Thought that Ezra at first sight is a girly.
These all match the description in the research notes. And now the fire, which is also the key in this case, is burning vigorously. The notes end here. That's all we know about reincarnators.
Looking up into the distance, Ezra walks from one bush to another.
I can't deduct more based on the current data. But at the same time, the unknown can be dangerous, yet exciting. It may bring about catastrophes or miracles, just like arcanists, so charming and lively. My job is to help and protect them, so their burning enthusiasm will not be dampened. Like what Mom said, this is our mission as mankind.
Oh, he's precious. The human child once again opens the backpack and checks it for the 1,001st time.
The annual jumper frog mushroom, the fairy ring powders, and the butterfly-shaped portobello mushroom. Very well. I have them all. This time, I'm prepared for any danger.
Gotcha! You're not running away from... This is the beginning of the journey. Beginning of the journey? No, we set off from Melbourne.
No, you don't get it. She means that's how the game started. Okay, let's see. I see swirls and X's, but nothing is actually clear, so I bet we have to let the game explain.
We're close to Uluru now, so it's almost so distant. Gosh, what are these?
These are murals. No, they are reliefs. All the marks are carved out of the wall. These carvings existed long before any murals. And they are rougher.
Of course they are. Just think, when did our ancestors learn to draw with paints? And when did they start carving with sharp stones?
They're beautiful. Like star trails, one circle in another. I think I've seen them before. They feel familiar and make me thirsty at the same time. Look, this circle's just like a spring.
We don't need a spring. We brought water ourselves. Drink as much as you want. Look here. These are most probably some ancient relics. This one looks like an animal, and this a plant. And what is this? Birdie.
They have something to do with people's lives. These marks have to mean something. Maybe they will lead us to the entrance to the stadium.
This is a time when Spathodea's opinion matters more than ours. Come, Key Girl, take a look at this.
But they can't find the girl who was talking about her thirst anywhere. The water leaking from the fallen dusty-covered cup is absorbed into the hot sand.
Spathodea? Where did she go? And that fire, they're all gone. What the hell is going on again? She better be pulling a prank on me. I heard her footsteps behind me just now.
Relax, Desert Flannel. We've got help.
A slim figure emerges from behind the tree.
Ezra? How did you get here? Wait, how long have you been following us?
From the beginning, when you were at the hospital. Sorry, Miss Desert Flannel. Please let me check this first.
Ezra frowns, quickening his pace when nearing the wall of reliefs. Some mushroom break into pieces and under the pressure and release a pungent scent of spores.
This smell. I can't be wrong. This is Devil's Thorn.
What's that? Does it have anything to do with her missing?
A rare kind of mushroom that grows in the desert. Allegedly, it's genetically connected to lizards. I've only seen its pictures in books.
Maybe then it has to do with her being a dragon, or from a dragon family, to be more specific.
It has wide open pileus with sharp spikes, and its roots are as absorbent as a sponge, which allows it to absorb and preserve underground water. They only appear around water sources, and with this spiral pattern on the wall, I think I might have a way to find her.
Ezra stands up and takes out a metal dowsing rod from his pocket.
Please, come with me.
Thirst. She felt the dry thirst throughout her body, as if she had never taken even a single sip of water, or she was a beast that must keep running and running for its survival. A gout of flame pierces through the formless dark.
Little flame? My throat. It hurts. What? Do you remember me?
The fire pulses and comes closer to her like a beating heart.
I travel through the endless flood, drought, rain, and waterfalls to finally reach you.
Also, she was right. She actually was in her stomach from the beginning.
Do you remember me?
The dry throat keeps twitching as if a toad was resting there.
I do, but not really. I can't recall your name or your face, but I do remember.
She curls up in a tight ball, her palms and feet getting hotter and hotter.
Do you remember our fight?
Oh, they fought. Ah, yes, she told us that she fought with a flame, and the boiling raindrops mixed with fire are splashed on her spine. Together, they pour into her dry throat. She is not sure if she is standing or crawling on the ground. The only thing she can do is breathe like a fish. The fire flows from the back of her ears to her eyes like a warm hug from behind.
Weigh the anchor of the current feelings and seek in the boundless net.
She hears a different voice coming from her own throat.
Seek me. Seek the past. Seek the intelligence and spirit we are bound to find. I don't want to make up with you, you dumb ball of fire!
Oh, she remembers. Okay.
Neither do I, you stupid girl! My hands are burning. Like they're soaked in fire. That's because you reached into me. We had a fight, attacking each other with nails like two cats. This is just like the day we first met.
The scene in her mind becomes clear. She can see the clue of this ancient memory within her reach.
I can feel my knees trembling again. I know this game. A sport which is not popular enough to be included in any commercial or professional games. It's also the sport for which I've been secretly training myself every day after lunch. The light bulbs picking game. Malingi's harvest. No. No. But these are not light bulbs for the athletes to pick up from the ground, but fire. And I don't have such a burning campfire at home. It can only be found here, beside the flowing spring, under the starry sky, on the scorching sand. I saw the burning campfire and the sparks scattering in all directions. My hands surrounded by blazing flames. I touched the inner cone again and again as I flew by. Immersed in great joy, I dove down from the air. At that time, our hands held each other in the flames. Our traces went on, from one torch to another. Yes, I know. I remember it now. I once drank the cold water in the spring and covered my limbs with colorful strips. I sang and danced until a pair of wrinkled hands touched my forehead.
An elderly man staggers to his feet and rises from the depths of the dark cave.
Good girl. My good girl.
Oh?
Your hands are dusted, but you win the game and your soul is sparkling. It's you who find the hottest fire for us. It's you who connect to it and make friends with it. I shall grant you the scepter and lead you to the highest platform.
Okay.
I shall become the next priestess of the Uluru Temple. I shall take responsibility for every drop of sweat on the red soil, and I shall eulogize all the significant, fair competitions. I shall store the flame in my mouth, my stomach, my heart, and my ribs. I shall protect her, not to let her extinguish, nor to let her go astray or away. I hereby swear I shall be with the Uluru Games until forever. Mom? Mom never told me. We're descendants of the Red Dragon.
I'm sorry I wasn't saying anything during her whole speech, but I wanted to read the story and also not interrupt those of you who'd like to get more into it. So based on that, I guess she's not a descendant of the Red Dragon. Her connection to the fire is individual, it has nothing to do with lineage. That's why she found nothing in her records, I think. I could be wrong, but from what we just saw, I think it really has nothing to do with dragons. It's just that she one day met Ulu. They connected in a way that Ulu probably never found somebody to do that with before, and together they were responsible for keeping the tradition of the Uluru Games going.
I'm awake now. This is the entrance to the stadium. And that howl must be...
The girl bends and rolls on the ground in a circle to avoid the sharp claw's attack.
The guardians of the stadium! I knew it! I'm too wary to stand up. Shoot. There's no way I can beat them just rolling around. Miss Spathodea! Ezra! And Desert Flannel! Vernon! Thank goodness you found me.
And now thank goodness you found me. Aye.
These critters. They don't look like any kind that I know of. What are they?
Facing the boulders thrown by the critters, Spathodea does a forward roll and hides behind a shelter.
These critters are the guardians of the stadium. They, I can explain it later. We have to deal with them first. Little Flame? Hey, what are you doing?
Little Flame floats leisurely towards the monsters.
No time to hesitate. Protect Spathodea and engage.
And we fight. Okay. I'll speed it up for you guys as usual. You know the drill. And catch up when the battle is over. And we're back. Let's keep going.
Woo! Great. They are down. Everyone, for the sake of prudence, please stay back and do not approach before confirming the danger has been eliminated.
No, there's no more danger now. Look!
A heated current of air surges from the top of Uluru Rock to the spring by the people's feet. Among the remains of a guardian critter, a bone torch is engulfed in the flame.
No need to worry or hesitate.
The scorching heat storms around.
Now, it's all clear. Long story short, mates, I've retrieved many memories. At least now I know who I used to be. My name in the last life was Flammy. Exactly what my close ones call me now. I am still me. I'm not replaced by anyone.
You are still you. Modern vision. This has never happened to any reincarnators as far as we know.
That's because Flammy and I are very alike. And we both have the same beauty on our shoulders. I am Flammy. I obtained the Uluru flame from the fire with my own hands. I was the first priestess in the history of the Uluru Games. I am Spathodea. I keep the flame that traveled all the way from the ancient times inside me. I will become the next priestess in the history of the Uluru Games.
Oh. Wait. I'm looking up the name Spathodea now. At first when I heard of the name, I thought of separated in two parts. Spatho does sound like the way we say sword in Greek, spathi. And dia could come from deus, which is God in Latin. But now that I think about it, Spathodea could also be goddess of flame, because flame in Greek is spitha. Huh. The flame is no longer the small flame as it was. Now it is roaring like a beast, rearing up into the sky.
Remember what I said, mates? My flame is our compass. Mom said good kids never lie. So, I always keep my word.
Spathodea looks back and gives them a spin. In an instant, she hurries her pace and jumps into the fire. What a strange sensation! I feel warm all over, full of energy, and invincible. Perhaps it's because I understand myself better now. I understand what it means to do what I'm doing. Hey, I've got it! We should record the process of revival, with traces of our experiences and thoughts. This is sure to be helpful. Oh? Complete the character's revival journey tasks for corresponding rewards. Unlock subsequent revival tasks upon meeting conditions, and claim the final reward upon completing all revival journey tasks for a character. The revival journey tasks are marked on the map with a special color. Quick positioning is possible by tapping on a character's portrait on the map or the Go button in the tasks. Okay, so I have to do one of these now before I proceed? Probably yes, let's see. Yeah, it's locked. And there's this that Ezra has to do. A teacher shows his student the way. Begin conversation. Oh, that's a different game. Ezra, what's that you're looking at? Ah, Professor, I suppose this can be considered extracurricular reading material. Oh, I can only use the mouse in this one, guys. Sorry for the clicking. Dr. Crawford's Reincarnator Chronicles is quite an abstruse treatise. I thought you might find it a little hard to digest. Very impressive, Ezra. Indeed, it's a bit difficult to understand. I had to spend some time searching for the information to help me get it all, but it's all very interesting, of course. Administrator Sophie told me that this book was last borrowed 3 years ago. Let me take a look at this lending records. Huh. This last borrower's name was David W. Huh? Professor, was it you? Haha. Should always read the words of your senior peers at the earliest opportunity. Your senior peer, you say? I used to work in the same lab as Crawford, but our research was focused on very different fields. I like dealing with plants while he's obsessed with sociology and enjoys interacting with the people around him. You really know him? Is he an arcanist? An arcanist? No, he's human, not different from the two of us. Huh? Humans research reincarnators too? Sorry, Professor, what I mean is reincarnators only crop up in arcanist bloodlines, don't they? So that's what you're worried about. Ezra, all surgeons are grateful for Roentgen's discovery of X-rays, regardless of bloodline. When it comes to the many fields of science, there are no divisions that cannot be bridged. And for researchers, there exist no divisions between different fields of research that our love for knowledge cannot overcome. Do you mean I can also consider pursuing reincarnators as my own field of research? Just like your peer?